I got a strike while the iron is hot. One of one, don't follow flocks. Man, I got this on lock. Team Harvey, team hustle, team can't be stopped. Just cop 900 blowing, yeah, fresh out the shop. Let's all rolling. I'm an expert on the lane. Yeah, smooth approach, about to roll a perfect game. And well connected with the sport's biggest names. We can't talk unless an X on the frame. I'm here asking the questions, clear the air and confusion. Fresh, humble, and arrogant with the logo infusion. Red cup for the right vibe. I got the answers, you going live with Bowtie.
Hey, what's going on, family and friends, man? I hope you guys had a great Wednesday. I think it is. I can't remember. My days is just nowadays things are just doing this. I think it's Wednesday though. Man, but I am your host, Mr. Bowtie himself, Brandon Grant. Tonight I have a great guest, man. Great guy. I've met him some years back. And you guys, I know a lot of you guys know him. A lot of you guys may not know him. But if you don't know him, shoot your questions, man. He is officially going to be in Bowtie's hot seat, man. We're going to bring him to the screen. My man, Mr. Wodka. What's cracking, brother?
How are you?
Man, I am I'm doing good, man. One day closer to Friday.
Yeah, well, I keep saying to my staff every day, we're one day closer to getting through this. I don't know when, but we're one day closer to it.
Man, and now, like I said, every day we think we're getting closer, something on the news pops up, and it's just like another setback.
Yeah, we're gonna get through it though. Bowling's gonna survive. It might be slow, but it's gonna survive. We're gonna come out of it, and there's a lot of people that I believe have realized how much they miss bowling by not being able to bowl.
Oh yeah, it's funny because I forgot who I was talking to, and I said, dude, I didn't realize how much bowling affected my pockets. Before seriously, man, I used to go to the bowling alley. Even if I didn't win a lot of pots or I won one pot, I still the next day or a couple of days I had some money in my pocket. Now I dig in my pocket and I'm like, dang, I need to go to the bank. Dang, I need to go to the bank. But it was always like a $20 or $15. It was some kind of change in my pocket. Now, no.
It's amazing what happens there when there is no bowling.
Seriously, you're right, man. So when was the last time you got out there and threw a ball?
Actually, today. I went. Adam Ishman and I went and practiced at the office today at Brunswick here in Muskegon. We got about an hour of practice in today, which was very cool. It's the fourth time I've bowled in the last 3 weeks, and before that it was February 25th. So bowling centers here in Michigan still are not open. And we're actually not working right now either. So
really?
It's been a little sporadic being able to get into the bowling center.
Oh wow. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Hardy?
Hardy. Steve Hardy. Gotta say his name right. Hardy.
It's Hardy? Uh-oh.
That's what happens when you're up there in northern New England. Tim, you guys are welcome up anytime. You got all my staffers watching tonight.
Oh. I mean, you need to look. That means you need to be on your best behavior then.
Well, I think they know better. My best behavior is right here.
Hey, there you go. Look. Oh, so look. See
there it is.
Hardy. Okay, I got to make sure. Look. Hardy. We have to say that. I have to practice on that. Man, but no, guys, like I said, if you guys didn't know, man, my boy Dave Wodka here. We are going to officially put him on the hot seat. Don't take it easy on him. If you know him and if you know great, if you have great stories or if you know something about him, hey, shoot your questions now. Put him on the spot.
I don't know about that.
Oh, man, you have to. Put him on the spot. Do not let Dave off easy, guys. Seriously. Oh, see, it's the Boston accent. Okay. Oh, see,
exactly.
I don't have that.
Yeah, see that northeast New England. That's how they talk up there. We excuse. I give people on my staff a pass, even if they are Red Sox fans.
Uh-oh. And Steve, if that's you, I sincerely apologize. I apologize for that. Uh-oh.
See, you know these guys are my staff, because here they come with the bourbon.
I said, uh-oh, already?
Brandon, it's a little Blanton's tonight.
And look, I've never heard of that. How smooth is that?
It's actually my favorite. It's
Really?
It's not easy to find. It's made by Buffalo Trace. It's made at the Buffalo Trace Distillery. Not easy to find. It's pretty good. It's my favorite, actually.
Okay.
What's the cup there tonight? What do you got in the cup tonight?
I kind of lowered my standards tonight. I did. At first I was gonna have, and I hate to say it, I was gonna go with some tequila, but I had that yesterday. And then on Monday, I had some rum. So today, I just toned it all the way down. And what's really in this cup is Moscato.
All right. Well, you know what? My other half, who is probably watching right now, will appreciate that because she's a big Moscato fan.
There you go. And like I said, I kind of sound soft with saying that, man. Jeez.
I'll give you a pass. All good.
And look. Kenny Rogers said, "Hey, what's in that cup?"
Exactly. My man Kenny.
Man. Yeah, Kenny is a good guy. That is my guy there. Brian Gonzalez. Uh-oh.
Hey, look at that. I like it.
Uh-oh. Look, they missed you in Vegas.
That's my home. That's where I grew up.
So wait, hold on. Look, I got questions. So where were you born and raised?
So I was born and raised are two different things. I was born actually in Rhode Island. My family lived in Connecticut until I was 10 years old. And we moved to Vegas when I was 10, and I basically lived there for 35 years. So I consider myself from Vegas. I grew up in Vegas.
Okay.
Went to high school there. That's where I started bowling on tour. That was always my hometown. I've lived in a few other places here and there. I've lived at some point in pretty much every corner of the country. We were joking about it the other day. I had to go get my Michigan driver's license. That makes the 9th state I've had a driver's license in now.
Wow. Do you still have all of them?
I do not. Some states actually take your old license when you get the new one. So the only ones I currently have are Nevada, Tennessee, and Michigan.
Oh, wow. They take it? Why do they take it?
Yeah, that's just some states do. They take your old one and give you your new one.
Oh, okay.
Don't know why that is. Don't know why that is.
Look, Brian asks, hey, Dave, how long have you been with the Ebonite brand?
So this is in some way, shape, or form, this is my 28th year with the Ebonite brand.
Damn, that's almost older than me.
I signed my first staff contract January 1 of 1993 and have been with that brand ever since.
Wow.
Obviously gone through changes. You know, it started just as Ebonite, then it became Ebonite and Hammer, and then we bought Columbia and Track, and now the acquisition with Brunswick, acquiring those 4 brands. And, you know, now just happy to be here, happy to be still working on those 4 brands in addition to Brunswick, Radical, and Deviate. So just doing what I do, but adding more brands to the portfolio now.
There you go. Hey, look, let's see. Mike Judy asks, where's the Casey Jones?
Yeah, Mike, you know if you had a choice between Casey Jones and Blanton's, which one would you be drinking?
Oh, Casey Jones is another.
Casey Jones is actually a bourbon distillery it's actually a moonshine distillery, but they make bourbon as well. It's about 1.5 miles down the road from the old plant in Hopkinsville. So okay. Mike and I used to have some Thursday afternoon management meetings at Casey Jones. Mr. Management meetings, my man.
Oh, man. Hey, do you have any siblings?
I do not. I am an only child.
Oh, that means you spoil rotten.
To a point. I can't say I ever went without, but I also was taught values, and there were certain things that I was just not going to get. And I always tell the one story, the one thing my parents and my parents are the best ever in the world. And I could never ask for better parents. The one thing they did teach me when I was 16 years old, they refused to buy me a car. They told me if I wanted a car, I needed to go get a job. So I did. I got a job and bought my own car. That was pretty cool. Like I look back on that and go, you know what? That taught me a lot of responsibility at a young age. Plus, then through bowling so much at a young age, I started bowling started bowling high rollers and stuff when I was still in high school. So I was doing a lot of traveling and living on my own a lot, even in high school.
Wow. All right.
I bowled the high roller in 1987.
I was 5, Dave. I was 5. Jeez. Yeah. Hey, Kenny said you got to try Macallan 25.
Yeah, that's a Scotch, I believe. That's a buddy of mine, Daniel Puerto in St. Louis, is a big fan of Macallan.
Hold on. You got to tell me how to say this. Is it Michigander?
Michigander. That's I'm a Michigander now.
Michigander. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that some word that they just made up?
Hey, they make up a lot of things up here in Michigan, man. The one thing they don't do is they don't fix their roads. I will give them that. That's the one thing they don't do up here.
So you telling me you up there and bad roads, bad? Yeah. So your tires can take a beating.
Yeah, it's not great, not great.
Oh, that's horrible. Look. Brandon Smith, super important question. What would you rather fight? 10 Norm Duke size Westmalott or 1 Westmalott size Norm Duke?
I don't fight, man. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
This guy, man.
I can promise you one thing, though. I ain't messing with Westmalott.
That's a big guy.
Even though he's a gentle giant, I ain't messing with him.
Man. Hey, look, Brian said, do you miss the PBA league?
I miss participating in it as a player, but I'm thankful that my team that I was with for 4 years, the Philadelphia Hitmen, they actually they kind of keep me on board. I'm like their unofficial assistant manager, so I help out my boy Jason. Helped him out with the draft a little bit, and I still go there every year. I still hang out with the guys, and if you've never had the opportunity to go to Portland, Maine, and watch the PBA league, that's probably the closest thing in the bowling industry to being able to go to the Ryder Cup or go to Augusta or something like that. Like, there's just no other experience in bowling like being there at Bayside Bowl in Portland. Charlie and his crew up there are phenomenal.
Oh. And now that they have 2 women teams, that was kind of awesome to see.
That was different.
It was.
I did not see that one coming. We'll see how that goes. Congrats to the women on getting to be a part of it. And, there's good and bad to it. There's going to be 10 happy people, and there's going to be a lot of unhappy people at the end of that draft.
Why do you say that?
It happens even with the guys. There's 10 teams for the guys, so there's 50 happy people.
Yep.
And there's 10 or 15 or 20 unhappy people that think they should have been drafted. And now with the women, you're only drafting 10 of them, so there's going to be a lot more unhappy people than there are happy. Kudos to the 10 that are going to be happy, and they're going to have a blast, and they're going to enjoy it. But there'll be some, just being honest, there's going to be some upset and hurt people at the end of that draft. Because
it's going to be even more bitter women. Is that what you're telling me?
There's going to be 4 or 5 women that don't get drafted that really think they should, and they're going to be, I guess, rightfully upset because they didn't get drafted, but it's just how that thing goes. For the guys, the 2 people that really can make there's way more than 2, but I can throw a few names out there that probably should have got drafted this year. DJ Archer, Ronnie Russell, Michael Tang. None of those guys got drafted. And, you think about those 3 names, they're pretty successful guys out there, and none of them got drafted for a team. Now you think about the women, and they're letting them go down to 35th on the point list. So there's 35 people eligible for 10 spots.
Oof.
That means there's going to be 25 unhappy people and 10 people. So
do you think there's a better way? Is there a better way, system-wise, to do the draft?
No, I think they do a pretty good job. I mean, look, I don't know how many people in here watch the draft every year, but I can go back to the last year I was drafted for the Hitmen, and I was the very last pick in the draft, and it was very controversial. Like, there were a lot of people that got left out that year that thought they should have got drafted over me. And, there becomes a lot when you really break it down with the teams. It's not always about who the best bowler is. It's about who the best guy for that team is. And there's a lot of team chemistry that goes into that place. And that's why a lot of guys draft the way they do. And some of that could come into play with the women too. You're not going to put women on the same team that can't get along. And that makes it difficult.
True.
Let's face it. You're not going to have Jason Belmonte and Sean Rash drafted on the same team. We know that. I love both of those guys. They're both friends of mine. I love them both. If I'm a manager and I had the opportunity to draft both of them, I would never put them on the same team. There's not good chemistry there, and there has to be good team chemistry. And that's where I think it's going to be even worse for there only being 10 women drafted, because you got to be real. Like, Bob Learn and Kim Terrell have to be really conscious of who they draft in order to make sure they can get along and have good chemistry.
Right. That's crazy there. What is Steven talking about now? Off topic a bit. What you guys thoughts on the Asian bowling?
On the Raisins bowling in Florida. Steve, next time you spell check, my man. Raisins is spelled a little differently than that, but I get what you're saying. I do believe that it will happen. I think they're going to have the Senior World Series at the Villages. I think it's not scheduled till late October. So I believe it'll happen. I believe, look, if everybody, I'll be the first one to admit I don't want to wear a mask either, but we got to do it so we can get out of this. We can't be in this a year from now. We got to get through it. And I think if everybody does the right thing here, we can get out of this a lot quicker.
I agree. Hey, Denise Blackman asked, do you share well being the only child?
Absolutely, except for my Blantons. I share everything else really well. Blanton's a different story. That's a little harder to find. I keep that to myself.
Come on.
Hey,
Gary, the man who taught me how to line up my feet up right at Matador Bowl.
That's awesome. I remember that, Gail. Appreciate you coming in and seeing me over there.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't for sure if that was a word, if it's a real word in Michigan. I didn't know. I was just asking, man. Like, if I said, hey, we're some Californians, and they're gonna be like, what the hell is that? Like, it's a word.
I think he was talking about me talking about the roads. I think that's what he was talking about. I think he was talking about me beating on the roads.
Hey, well, look, hey, if that's the case, sorry, Kenny, that's all you then. Hey, you take that up with Dave. Hey, what's your best finish in the PBA?
Kenny, I actually have a national title. I won the Greater Detroit Open in 1999. So
Tell him again, Dave. He has a title.
I have one national title and 21 regional titles.
Wow. Let's see. Dave Maha, he came on the show not too long ago. I understand about the Michigan Rose. The Michigan left.
Michigan left. You got to make a right to go left. If you've never been here, if you've never been here, you don't understand it. You have to turn right to go left.
Dude, I've only come there for TNBA. It was like 2 years ago when we bowled at Thunder Bowl.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But I said I don't remember the roads. I don't
You
know.
must have just been sitting in the back seat and letting somebody chauffeur you around.
That's a possibility. That is a possibility. Paul Carper said, "Hey, Dave, when are you going to make a trip to New Mexico?"
I don't know, man. Someday I will get back out for the New Mexico Open. I always loved that event when it was in my territory and got to go there every year. It's a little bit of a trip for me now, and obviously with everything going on right now, there isn't much traveling. But I'm out there hopefully.
Herb Wash, are we going to see the Hammermobile at Bayside Bowl this year? What is the Hammermobile?
So it's actually a Polaris slingshot that we decked out in Hammer black and orange and a Hammer logo. We actually gave it away at Bowl Expo last year.
Oh.
We gave it away to a pro shop operator through a promotion we ran at Bowl Expo last year. And I got a call about 2 months ago and heard through the grapevine that he was looking to sell it. So I actually purchased it from him. So I now own the Hammer Polaris.
No way.
Yeah, my profile picture on Facebook that's what it is. It's my
right. I seen that. Oh, so that's the Hammermobile?
Yeah, that's the Hammermobile. Unfortunately, Herb, I don't think I will be driving that to Maine because we're probably going to be bowling up there when there's about a foot of snow on the ground.
So, do you ever drive it?
Yeah, we go drive it every weekend up here. Missy and I take it out every weekend and go for a little ride. It's an absolute blast to drive. It only had 50 miles on it when I bought it, and we put a couple hundred miles on it now in a couple months. We take it out every weekend for 15, 20, 30 miles. Just take it out for a ride.
Wow, that's cool there. Hey, Brandon Smith, what's your top 5 bowling balls?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot here.
Oh, sorry. What? Let me. What's your top 5 all-time bowling balls?
So I'm going to name a couple that people in this group the balls are probably older than them. Number one's got to be the black and silver matrix. That's what I won my title with. I always got to go with that. That's probably my all-time favorite. The original Columbia 300 Eruption, which I made a lot of money with, and let's see, the pink Stingray.
Don't know what that is.
Yeah, the blue nitro. I got to go back to urethane days. The blue nitro. I actually made my first TV show before reactive balls, so that tells you how old I am. And then my 5th one, I got to throw something a little newer in there. So I'd probably say I'd probably go with the Web Tour. Web Tour was up there. That one's pretty good.
It's just crazy because the Web Tour was okay, but I like the Web better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Web Tour was the Web was better if I bowled league. The Web Tour was better if I bowled tournaments. I mean, I'm kind of basing most of my stuff off of tournaments because that's what I bowled mostly.
Right. Yeah. See, I shot 800 with the Web. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I like that ball.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at one of the comments because somebody posted about the tombstone.
Oh, look, I'm moving. They'll say, "Hey, do you miss living in California?"
Absolutely not.
What?
Absolutely not.
No. What do you do? You can, Dave. There's no better place than California, bro.
There's probably 49 states better for me.
Come on. Name one place you can go to the beach, the mountains, snow. You can do all that in one day.
I can probably do all of that here in Michigan. We have actually one of the most beautiful beaches 5 minutes from our house. You actually look like you're we live 5 minutes from Lake Michigan. We can only visit 3 months a year, but it is absolutely beautiful.
And see, you can't beat our weather. We are sunny or at least no rain for at least 10 months or 11 months out the year.
Yes, but it also takes you an hour to go 3 miles, and I can't.
That's what you hate right there.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Monica
say it is a fun
she's
ride.
talking about the Hammermobile.
The hammer.
Her and her husband are actually the ones that drove it up to me on a trailer, so I took them out for a ride in it.
So how many does it seat?
Just two. It's a two-seater. It's
Okay.
a three-wheel. It's two wheels in the front, one wheel in the back. Three-wheeler.
I thought about renting one of those to drive to Vegas in.
Yeah, it's fun. If you're going to take it on the freeway, wear a helmet.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, there's no protection on it. But it's a lot of fun.
Hey, wait, Denise, nobody told you.
A couple of those balls might have been older than you, man.
Hey, they might have been, because some of those I'm sitting here like, I don't know. No tombstone.
There's the tombstone comment. Yeah, I did use it on TV. It was actually the highest two games I ever bowled on TV in my career, but it was probably the worst ball I ever threw on TV.
And what brand was that?
That was Ebonite.
Tombstone.
Yeah, I threw it on TV I finished second, actually, to Mike Miller in 1999 with it.
Man. Dude, see, like,
yeah, Steve Lee bowled league at the place I used to run in California, at the bowling center I used to run.
Oh, man. There's nothing wrong with California. Like, what was your favorite house to bowl in out here?
There is no question it was the no longer Mission Hills Bowl. Absolutely my favorite. Yeah, Gail hit it right on the head. Yep. Yeah, Mission Hills was absolutely my favorite. Bill Masante was a very, very close friend of mine. Rest in peace, Bill. Miss you. I still talk to Will, his son, and hang out with him at Bowl Expo every year. There was absolutely no doubt that was my favorite place to bowl. Used to have the WWPB mixed doubles there every year. Wendy McPherson and I bowled every year, and have lots of great memories from that.
Hey, well, do me a favor. While you mention her name, text Wendy and say, hey, Mr. Bowtie wants you on his show.
I will do that. I will text her.
Yeah.
Absolutely will.
Because like I said, I run across Wendy like once, maybe twice a year when I go to Vegas to bowl the military tournament. But that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll let her know. I'll let her know you want to get her on.
Oh, yeah. Tell her she's been summoned.
You got it.
Hey, as a kid, what other sports did you play?
My first love is baseball. I'm a baseball guy, always have been. Played it all through Little League and played it until we moved to Vegas, essentially. And when we moved to Vegas, I decided it was too hot to be outside all the time. So I really focused on bowling. And I also golfed a lot as a kid. I still play golf as much as I can. I get it in as much as I can, but those are really my three. I love sports. That's just what I am. My family's been in sports my whole life, their whole life. That's just kind of what we've done. I don't know how many people know, but my mom and I were the first mother and son to have professional titles, which is very cool. She won a PWBA title in 1979. And she was she was the first woman ever to have a PWBA title, a WIBC Nationals title, and a Team USA gold medal. She was the first one to have all three.
Oh, that's sweet. So your mom's way better than you.
For a time. Not anymore. Not anymore. But for a time, yeah. I always said if I finished my career with the same credentials she did, I'd be a happy guy.
All right, so what credentials don't you have that your mom had?
Team USA. That's the one thing I never got to do. My own fault. I never actually tried. I actually only bowled Team USA trials one time in my career. So It was not something I ever focused on. Looking back on it, it would be cool. That would be the one thing that would be cool to have been on Team USA as well as my mom being on Team USA. So I kind of miss out on that one. I don't have an Eagle. I don't have a USBC Eagle. I've had a chance at it going into the last game a few times and just never gotten it. So that would probably be the one thing in my career that I'd like to have before I'm done. You know,
Okay.
I don't look back, and there's nothing I look back on and go, man, if I quit now, I'd really be upset. But that's the one thing that would, I think, really complete my career would be to win an Eagle.
I'll tell you, when you walk in there and see those Eagles in that glass case, you like, damn, that's a sweet trophy. Seriously, I look at it all the time. Every year I go, I'm like, dude, that's a nice trophy there.
Yeah, it's very cool. Someday we'll see. Like I said, I've had a chance a few times, and we'll see what happens. If it happens, it happens. That's one of those things that you kind of catch lightning in a bottle to get that. You know, you can have a game plan, you can have all the strategy you want when you go bowl nationals, but everything's got to align. You got to be on the right pair at the right time and have the right look. And there's a lot that goes into winning an Eagle. So,
oh yeah, you can't just go out there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna throw this ball and it's gonna work." No,
right. And by the way, I got 3 or 4 guys that bowl nationals with me that are in the chat tonight.
Is Mike Judy one of them?
Yeah, Mike Judy might be one of them. He's got his hand raised because if you miss a 5-pin in our group, it's very expensive.
I'm sure. And it looks very easy to miss a 5-pin on those patterns.
Oh, yeah. Ask Mike Judy how many times he's had to buy.
Oh. Hey, Mike, you got to step your game up, Mike. Come on now. Hey, look, Brandon Smith said, hey, what's the greatest PBA tournament of all time and why? Is it the tournament
So you're telling me the TSC is the greatest tournament of all times? Yeah, I can't really argue with that. There's been so many amazing memories and amazing moments in the Tournament of Champions. I would definitely agree that overall that's the greatest single tournament in PBA history. I think the greatest, in my mind, the greatest single shot in PBA history did not happen in the Tournament of Champions. It actually happened in the US Open. Yeah. Brad bowls with us too, so.
Oh, man. So hey, Brad, who do we need to kick off so you guys can win a Eagle? What's really going on here?
Probably the other 9 guys. No offense, gentlemen.
Oh, man. Dave, who is your icon other than your mother?
Oh, boy. Well, both both my mom and dad. Mom was obviously the bowler in the family. Dad was the thinker in the family, and really, as the people that have known me for a long time know that my attitude sometimes isn't the greatest and my outlook isn't the greatest on the lanes, but my dad was the one that really tried to instill that in me. So I can't say anything above either one of them two, but I will tell you that the people I looked up to when I was a kid were certainly Pete Weber and Marshall Holman. And it's pretty cool because I got to become friends with both of them, which is, that's something I look back on my career and I go, these two were my idols growing up, and I'm friends with them. Like I can just walk up to them and say, hey, and have a beer with them. And it's just, it makes it very cool. And Marshall, great little story about Marshall. So when I was 6 years old in Hartford, Connecticut, I bowled my very first Pro-Am with Marshall Holman in 1970. Oh, wow. And I have a picture of it and still have the shirt from that Pro-Am that I wore. It's about that big. My mom reached out to Marshall and got an autographed shirt and everything. And she made this really cool shadow box with all that stuff for me. It's just a really cool piece that I have. And then so that was 1977. Then 22 years later, Marshall was actually the announcer when I won my title.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which was very cool. It was very cool to have him announcing when I won my title.
Yeah, that is awesome there. Look. So these guys, your buddy's got your buddy has jokes.
Oh, I'm telling you, yeah. So, Mike Judy's coming in strong there. I see it.
What's going on, Big Ron?
Ron Sims, my man.
Hey, that's a good guy right there.
Yes,
Ron
that is a quality individual right there.
Absolutely, hands down.
Love him.
Hands down. Hey, so where did you attend college?
I did not go to college, not for one day.
Just wasn't for you?
It wasn't. I went on tour basically right out of high school. I started bowling on tour when I was 19. I certainly wouldn't suggest that for anybody. I certainly wouldn't tell somebody not to go to college because I think there's, you really need that to fall back on. Things were a little bit different when I was 19. That was 1989, 1990. Things were a little different. The tour was kind of in its heyday at that point. That was like the height of the tour, and that's what I wanted to do. That is all I wanted to do. I didn't, I look back on it and I can say it and laugh at it, but I certainly wouldn't say this to any college age kids now. Like, I just felt like I was going to be wasting my time and the school's money to college because I didn't like school when I was in high school. I traveled every weekend my senior year of high school to bowl. It was it wasn't my thing. If I would have gone to school for bowling, it was down because I did consider it, and it was down to 2 schools. I had talked to the people at William Patterson at one point because at the time that team would have been – so my freshman year, if I'd have gone to college, my freshman year at William Patterson would have been with Chris Viali, Dave Carter, Chris Soule, Warren Guernsey, and I can't remember who the other one would have been, but that's, it was a really good team. They actually went on to win the national championship a year or 2 later.
Oh, wow.
So, but that was really the only school I ever even considered just because it was not my thing.
I told my mom, if school didn't have sports, boy, oh boy.
Yeah. If there's anybody watching that's of age, of high school age, getting ready to go to college, don't take the path I took. Go to college. Go get your.
I agree.
Go bowl in college because college bowling is not what it was in 1990. College bowling wasn't that great in 1990. Now it's phenomenal. You go watch a college tournament now; it's unbelievable. And
see, I've never seen college bowling live. I watch it on TV, but never live.
It's completely different than on TV. You can't walk in the place. It's packed. You cannot walk in the place.
Wow.
And the atmosphere and the cheering and it's just a completely different thing, and it's very cool. And it's eventually that's going to help professional bowling too, because there's more schools that are given the opportunity for kids to go to school and bowl. Right. There's also better coaching. When you talk about coaches at college teams now, you're talking about people like Shannon O'Keefe, Josie Barnes, Del Warren and Randy Stoughton. You're talking about Mike Machuga. You're talking about really high-end bowlers that are now college coaches for prominent programs that can get you to where if that's really what you want to do for a living, they can help you do that.
Right. Dang. Look.
Oh, come on, Ron. You're killing me. I just got talking about what a quality human being you are, and you dropped that on me. Can I give you a come on, man?
Oh my God. Hey, when I seen that, all I could do was laugh because I'm like, they just said this. He just said this.
I take back everything I said about Ron.
Hey, look, Steve said he agreed with you, man. He bowled at Cal State Fullerton in '91. It's totally different now.
Yeah, totally different game now, for sure.
Oh, go Yankees.
Here we go. Now Jacob's my man. Now we're talking.
You don't even know Jacob Johnson.
I do know Jacob Johnson. He's from Michigan.
Oh, see, that's why he's confused. You cannot be from Michigan and say go Yankees. It just doesn't work that way.
Maybe the potholes in the road jarred his brain a little bit.
Oh man. Come on. Hey, what has been your biggest bowling accomplishment thus far in your bowling career?
Ooh. Well, I mean, it's hard to beat winning a national PBA title. I don't care what other titles you've ever won. I don't care what other tournaments you've ever won. If you grow up bowling and you grow up looking up to the guys on tour and you want to be at the pinnacle of your sport, you cannot get to the pinnacle of your sport without winning a PBA national title. And for 1 week in my career, nobody can take that away from me. I was the best in the
right.
week. So, that's the one thing that nobody can ever take away. I would also, a couple other things that would receive honorable mention are being in 2 different Hall of Fames with my mom, which is a pretty cool thing.
Right.
We're both in the Southern Nevada Hall of Fame and both in the Nevada State Hall of Fame, which is a pretty cool accomplishment.
That is, absolutely.
And I was, I don't know if I still am because David Haynes might have beat me, but I was the youngest ever to be inducted into the Southern Nevada Hall of Fame at one time.
Oh. Hey, look, you all over Nevada, huh?
I told you, that's where I grew up.
Man. Hey, so what about your most memorable?
Well, I got one other thing for that accomplishment thing that I is really important to me, and I hope anybody that's listening really takes this to heart. I think the thing I'm the most proud of in my career is the fact that I've been with the same company for 28 years.
Boom.
There's something to be said about loyalty.
Hey, you know it's crazy you say that? On my basketball team that I coach, I always hashtag loyalty as a lifestyle.
Yeah. I just, and certainly, look, there's been ups and downs with Ebonite. There's ups and downs with any company you're ever with in your entire life. And they always took care of me no matter what the situation was. And now with the acquisition, Brunswick is taking care of me, and I can't be, I can't be more grateful to them for giving me the opportunity to continue on these brands that I've basically given my life to these brands. It just is. I mean, anybody that's known me for anybody that's known me for more than 5 years knows that I bleed Ebonite, always have. They cut me open. I'm probably going to be blue come out of my veins.
Hey, dude, I commend you for your loyalty with the brand. Through their ups and downs and twists and turns and everything, man. You stuck with them, and it paid off.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off there because I know you're going to ask another question, but I had to get that in.
Hey, you're good. Hey, this is Dave Wodka's time. I'm just the guy here that provides the platform for you to come out and tell your story. That's all that's me.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, what's your most memorable moment besides winning? I got that. You won the national title. Hey, what's that proud, memorable moment that's something you'll never ever forget?
Probably winning my 20th regional title. That was
Do you remember where it was?
Yeah, absolutely. Lorain, Ohio. I won my 20th in Lorain, Ohio after I won my 19th title. I had ball in hand in the 10th frame to win my 20th 3 times and didn't do it. And then I finally did it on the 4th try. And that was pretty special. I won't forget that one.
Wow.
I won't forget that one. I didn't throw it very good in the 10th, but it all worked out.
Who did you beat?
Josh Connor and Patrick. There was no step ladder. It was just a total pins thing. And there were actually 4 of us that had a chance to win, but it came down to Josh Connor got up with a chance to win. He needed to double to win and didn't, I had a chance to double, didn't, and he had a chance to double, didn't, so I won. And I actually think by him not beating me, he actually dropped to 3rd or 4th because it was that close.
Wow.
Yeah. So I won't forget that one.
Let's see. Fred Curtis.
Hey, Fred, haven't seen you in a long time. Glad to see you're doing good, man.
Look, Denise asks, in your opinion, are men and women equally yoked in the sport of bowling on a professional level?
This is a loaded question there.
Go ahead and tell the truth, Dave. Go ahead.
No, so first of all, when you talk about the talent of men and the talent of women, everybody that bowls on tour for a living is the most talented they are at their sport. And I don't care if you're man, woman, anything, you're the most talented in your sport. When it comes to how much dollars the women bowl for as opposed to how much dollars the men bowl for, it's never been equal. But that's
in any sport.
And it's not because it's men and women, it's because of sponsorship dollars. And it's because of big corporations. They're going to put their money where they feel their value is. And that's not to say men or women are better. It's just that's where the sponsorship dollars are going. Hope I didn't dance around that one too much. I trying to give you the correct answer there without dancing around with it.
Hey, we want the blunt answer. Just give it. Bam! It's like domino.
I'm trying not to dance around anything.
Yay, man! It's absolutely. But you're right because, but in my eyes, this just is me. I look at it as, hey, women throw the ball damn near just as good as the guys do.
Hey, I can promise you, I don't want to bowl Shannon O'Keefe. I can promise you that. I want no part of Shannon O'Keefe, and I want no part of Jordan Richard.
No, seriously.
I'm good.
Jordan Richard, Shannon O'Keefe, Stephanie Johnson.
Yeah, I'm good.
Liz Johnson. Dude, like the list can go on. Those Kelly Kulick, those women throw the hell out the ball.
Hey, let's face it. Liz Johnson made 3 or 4 shows on the men's tour. She obviously can bowl.
That part right there. Kelly Kulick beat somebody that I know personally, but I'm not going to say who. But, you know.
Oh, sorry. Did that come out loud? My bad.
Oh, man. But seriously, like these women throw the ball. So I don't understand why these sponsors won't go after the women as well. Like basketball, it may be a little different, but bowling, dude, we all got to go down there, 60 foot of lane, throw the ball. What are they looking at? What's the difference?
And it's obviously I mentioned earlier in the show, I follow golf a lot, and golf's no different. The women don't play for the money that the men play for in golf either. No. Soccer's no different. Basketball's no different. It just, unfortunately, it is the way it is right now because the sports are all run on sponsorship dollars.
Yes.
Not on entry fees. They're not run on they're all run on sponsorship dollars. And, kudos to the USBC for giving the women a platform to bowl. It's phenomenal. I couldn't be happier and couldn't give more kudos to the USBC for giving them a platform to bowl. And I hope that they can attract some sponsors because in a lot of cases, there are women that are more marketable than men.
Yes, I agree. Hey, Lee Collins, to answer that question, absolutely.
Some do, absolutely. And this is, again, you want the blunt answer? Here's the blunt answer. The women are way better fundamentally because they don't have the power that the guys do.
Correct.
Guys can get away with certain things because they have more power, and the women are fundamentally better in a lot of ways.
I agree. If Lee, if you ever watch women basketball, they don't sit there and have the cool old crossover. Some women do, but they're not sitting there throwing alley hoops. It's the fundamentals. And I tell my basketball kids all day long, watch women basketball, and they look at me like, dude, that's boring. It's boring because it's all fundamentals.
Because it's not slam dunks and 3-pointers. The women have good jump shots.
Yes. Yeah. Hey guys, I hate to tell y'all this. I am a fan of women's sports. Yes, I am. I hate to tell you guys that. Golf, they don't have the hardest swing, but the ball goes straight.
They hit it down the middle, and they sure can chip and putt.
Hey, see what I'm saying?
Believe me, I'd take that.
Yeah. So trust me, guys. Hey, it is. It's awesome. It is awesome. Let's see.
Hey, you skipped over one. I do want to answer it because I happened to see the comment. Go back to Ron Sims' last comment because you get talking about my favorite.
Oh, I did miss that.
Yeah, I don't want to skip out on that one because I did see that comment. And Ron, I appreciate you because there is something to be said about failures as well. You got to learn from them. You have to learn from them. My worst tournament, I promise you, it was the very first national tournament I ever bowled on the PBA in 1991. I was, just come off of having all this success in the high rollers and being a big fish in a small pond. And then I went out on tour, and now I'm a small fish in a big pond. And ironically enough, I'm going to bring up another name because he's in another story. I crossed with Marshall Holman in my very first tournament. And it was miserable. I bowled 200 and something under for my 18 games. I finished like 5 or 6 spots from the bottom. It was absolutely awful. And I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't want to be like this. I want to go back home where I can beat people. But Marshall, it's funny because for all the bad raps he used to get on tour about being the bad guy and being a jerk and this and that, and he absolutely wasn't. He was encouraging and said, hey, you know what? It's 1 week. It's 1 week. And in the bowling world, other than during COVID, thank God, there's always next week. If you have a bad tournament, you have to have amnesia. And I don't even mean you have to have amnesia about 1 week. You have to have amnesia about one shot. When you step out in the approach for the next shot, the last shot didn't matter. You have to have amnesia about it. You got to forget about it. And I did learn a lot from having that miserable failure in my very first tournament.
Hey, my thing is, how do you practice mentally to let things go like that? Because you said earlier you had an attitude problem and all of that. How do you practice mentally? How do you get yourself mentally stable and fit to accept the failures?
I'm a terrible person to ask that question to because I am very honest. I'm bad at it. I am very bad at just letting go of the bad stuff. And I would be willing to bet, you could talk to the people I've roomed with on tour for years, and Jason Couch being my roommate and best friend for 20 some odd years now would tell you that if I learned that early on in my career, I would have won a lot more than I did. And so as I get older, I get a little better at it. I'm still not good at it, but you really do. You've got to have amnesia. And I'm just not good at it. And I've been to sports psychologists and I've gotten better. And here we go. There's my mom and my other half both chime in now. They both been quiet the whole time, but they both chime in now. Here we go. Man. So you had to put me on the spot with this one. And I'm being honest. I'm just not very good at it. The guys that bowl nationals with me, Brad, they'll tell you too. Eventually I get out of it, but unfortunately for me, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 or 4 shots and it can't be that way. In a tournament, 2 or 3 or 4 shots is the difference between making a cut and not cashing.
Damn it, Dave. I was expecting for you to tell me something different because I am in kind of the same boat you are. I can't let shots go like that right away, and it eats me up. And if I don't strike the next ball, it eats me up again. Dude, I was looking for the best answer, and you didn't give it to me.
Got to be better. Hey, you told me you wanted the brutal truth. That's the brutal truth about me.
God, dog it,
and I'm honest about it. And I have not made peace with it because someday I'm going to be better at it. It just hasn't happened yet. Actually, I can't. I'm not better at it. I'm just not good at it. I am way better than I was 20 years ago. I'm just still not good at it.
Oh boy. See, Ron, I was hoping Dave had the answer. Hey, seriously, because physically, I'm okay. I'm great. Mentally, if I'm in, I'm in. I'm all there.
It's the hardest part of the game.
When things start doing this, oh boy, mind start doing this.
I can promise you on tour, bowling for a living, the thing that sets the top 10 guys apart from the next 50 guys is they're just better mentally. Because the top 100 guys are all good physically.
You're right.
There isn't anybody that bowls out there that doesn't have physical talent. But there is something up here that's way better about those top 10 guys. And I never had it. I just never had it. And I'll admit it. I never had it. I had enough of it to be in that next tier for a little while, but I never had that.
Man. All right. Well, guys, y'all heard it right there. Well, back to the drawing board I go, guys.
Sorry I didn't help you on that one.
Oh, man. Look, we're going to go to Steve. Steve said, since the COVID, what are you doing now to stay in shape?
I said, you know what? I'm glad you asked that because I would tell you the first 5 or 6 weeks after with the shutdown, I did absolutely nothing to stay in shape. Literally nothing. I was bitter about it. I was mad about it. And then probably about 7 weeks ago, I would say, I said, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. And so I've actually been running 5 or 6 times a week now. I'm up to a little over 2 miles now at about a 12-minute mile pace. So doing that, and then I'm playing golf 3 times a week, so I'm getting some exercise in there. I'm starting to practice again right now, so I'm trying to be as active as I possibly can. Unfortunately, gyms are still shut down here in Michigan, so we can't even go to a gym.
That's everywhere still. Gyms are shut down.
So we're doing what we can. We've got a little bit of home gym. My other half, Missy, goes out and goes to the park with a group of people and works out. And so we're really trying. I spent the last 7 or 8 weeks now eating a lot better. I've started going back to cooking my healthy food again. We do low fat, moderate carbs, low fat, and it's definitely helped. I've lost 15 pounds in about 6 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, and I feel way better. I got about 10 more to go. I want to get down about 10 more. But
so what do you weigh? What is your weight right now?
195.
Okay.
195. 185 is my goal. And it's actually been good because I've been disciplined enough that I'm really strict for the most part on what I do Monday through Thursday. Yeah. And we have friends over. We do what we do on the weekends, and I'm not as strict. But I'm pretty strict during the week, so it's actually helped. I've still lost all that weight doing it, and what I have been doing is I've been really good about running and making sure I get my exercise in.
There you go. And see me, I was I just hit the 200 mark. I'm 38. I just hit the 200 mark for the first time in my life Sunday. I looked at the scale and I was 202.
So I did. So I'll go back 4 years now, 3 years, 3.5, 4 years now. And it got to a point that I got on the scale and I was 215. And I went, that's not happening. So myself and 3 other guys decided we were going to do a weight loss challenge for 11 weeks. We did it for 77 days. It was from Labor Day until me and these 3 buddies go to Florida every year the weekend before Thanksgiving for what we call the Idiots Decathlon. We can get into that. There's a lot of people in the group that know that. They follow it. But so we decided we were going to do this weight loss deal for 11 weeks. And Missy at the time was bodybuilding. So she was really helpful in getting me the right food, getting me the right workout regimen. Well, in that, I lost 30 pounds in that 11 weeks and got down to 85. And that's where I'm trying to get back to now.
And see, that's my goal weight is 185. Yeah,
I'm the same way. If it gets to 200, I struggle. I'm not a tall guy, man. I'm 5'8". I don't need to be 200 pounds.
Yeah, 5'8", 200 plus. You're not. Yeah, you're stubby now.
No, yeah, I gotta get it down there. So I'm trying. It's been the last week and a half hasn't been great because my parents were here and we ate out a lot. But it's all right. I'm good. I'll get there.
All right. Okay. Oh shoot, I passed that question. Jacob said, "What's Dave's favorite ball right now?"
Hands down, the track proof. Not even a question.
Wow.
Don't have to think about it.
We talked about this, Jacob. You missed it. You missed that, Jacob. Come on. Let's see here. What do we have here? I had a youth coach teach me 1 in a row to keep you focused. I need something, seriously.
Absolutely.
Because
I know. You might only be talking about me because he's like 6'5". So next
Ron, that's not nice. That's not nice, Ron. We got to be nice. It's not nice. Let's see here. What are your thoughts on how this COVID pandemic is going to have on the industry?
Man, that is a fantastic question, and obviously one we as a manufacturer talk about every day. It is obviously as we can all imagine, because a lot of guys are pro shop guys or staff guys or bowlers or whatever. It's had a very hard impact on our industry, and I would be willing to say that percentage wise, our industry has been hit hard or harder than any industry other than the travel industry. It is, I believe 100% that we're going to come back from it, but it is going to be a very slow process, and we're going to have to work really hard to do it. We need the help of all the people. Basically, if you're watching this tonight, you're really into bowling, you got to help us get that back. You got to go and talk to your friends, and you got to go and talk to your neighbors and your people that you hang out with that maybe aren't bowlers, and get them involved in bowling. Have them go open bowling. Have them join a have a ball league. That's going to be a big thing coming out of this. Many of the pro shop guys I talk to, that's going to be a big deal. People are going to want to go bowl, but they're not going to want to use a house ball or house shoes. They're going to want their own stuff because there's less chance of them getting sick. Well, here's a chance to start a have a ball league and get them their own ball and their own bag and their own shoes and get them involved in the sport. And it doesn't have to be, they don't have to become good at it. They just have to have fun at it.
You're right.
Great question, Michael. I appreciate you asking that, because it's really important that however many people are in the group right now, however many people are watching, I think there's 40 people in it watching right now. Think about if all 40 of us got 10 more people to start bowling. you know, and every group I talk to right now, and I've done a fair amount of live streams, everyone I try to bring this up. We need help. We need the people that are in bowling to help bring bowling back.
I agree, 100%. I agree. Yeah, that is a great idea. Hey, question here. When the news broke that Brunswick brought EBI, what was your first thought?
Are we going to get censored?
No. Hey, man, look, you have your cup. I have my cup. This is uncensored. The FAA will not fine us. We're good.
Hey, here we go. The brutal, honest truth. Oh shit! What the hell just happened? That is the brutal, honest truth.
Because you were at work.
So here's the shortened version of how it went down that morning. I got to work at 7:15, 7:20, which is my normal time of getting to work. And at 7:55, I got a message that said, "Hey, we have a meeting at the test center at 8:00." And I went, "Oh shit, okay." So I grabbed my notebook, got in my car, drove the quarter of a mile over to the test center. I walked in, and at 8:03, I didn't have a job.
Damn.
That is how it went down for me.
Wow.
I know Missy's watching right now, and I probably freaked her out a little bit because I texted her at that was on a Friday, and I was supposed to leave early that day. I had it on my calendar. I was leaving at 2:00. We had some plans, and I texted her and I said, "I'm not leaving early today. It's not good. I'll text you later."
And she was probably worried as shit.
She didn't. Yeah, and she didn't hear from me until probably noon or 1:00 after that. So, but honestly, after all the dust settled and you really think about how it all went down and what happened and what it probably is not bad for the industry. It's probably good for the industry. And, there's just two manufacturing plants in the industry that were not at capacity doesn't make for a healthy industry. It makes for too many free balls. It makes for too much giveaways. It makes for a lot of different things that we now can try to right those wrongs in the industry and make the industry where it needs to be. And I said it at the onset. I'm thankful that Brunswick saw the value in me and wanted to keep me on as part of the team. And, I'm still here and I'm still working every day, even though we're kind of not working. These brands are my life. They're going to be my life until they tell me I don't have a job. So yeah, it was, I can't even tell you the range of emotions for that Friday, because I found out at 8:00 in the morning and the announcement didn't go out until 5:00 in the afternoon.
Correct.
So I had 9 hours of holy shit, what is going on here? Not being able to talk to anybody about it. And then, in the position I was in Hopkinsville as the marketing director, I had a lot of people that worked for me. Well, I was the one that had to make those phone calls.
Oh.
And give those people the news. And I would tell you there's 2 phone calls that we made that day. And thank God I wasn't the only one on the call. It was myself, Mike Judy, who's in the chat, and Randy Schickert. It was the 3 of us making the phone calls. And the 2 worst calls that I had to make were calling the DSMs. We got all the district sales managers on a conference call to tell them what happened and that they didn't have a job. And literally they were all traveling to different areas and were told, stop, turn around and go home. Like
in the middle of everything.
Yes. Stop, turn around and go home.
Wow.
That was a very, very difficult call. And then I had to call one of the guys that worked under me who had been out sick and been in the hospital with an eye infection. I had to call him in his hospital bed and tell him what happened. So those were the two that were really, really difficult for me. And, I look back on those and I go, man, I hope I don't ever have to go through that again.
Right.
As part of senior management and as a manager, unfortunately, those are the things. That's why you get paid to do what you do. But those literally were miserable phone calls. They were the two of the most miserable phone calls I ever had to make in my life.
I'm sure. Wow. Hey, he said, hey, Dave, what is your favorite ball out of the OG Game Breaker, the Red Mission, and the One?
Ooh. Well,
that is a no-brainer.
I can throw the Game Breaker out because I didn't like the Game Breaker.
What?
I'm the only person on the planet that didn't like it.
On the planet Earth, you are.
I'm the only one that didn't like it.
Oh my gosh!
I would have to say it was the One. The One was pretty special for me. I made a lot of money with that one. I made a lot of cuts. I won 2 or 3 regionals with that ball. So I got to believe that I got to pick the One out of those 3.
And the One was like green and purple, right?
Yeah, green. Yeah, a couple shades of green and a purple.
Yeah, I shot a 300 with that ball too.
Yeah,
but that Game Breaker, boy, oh boy.
Yep. I know that's going to shock everybody that I didn't pick that one, but I just wasn't my thing. The other, I'll tell you. So, two of the all-time best balls ever made in Hopkinsville are 2 of the balls that I didn't like. Anybody?
Is that Game Breaker?
Game Breaker's one. Anybody want to guess what the other one was? I mean, it's not hard to guess it.
I don't know. I just know Game Breaker.
I didn't like the Black Widow.
Huh? Dave, there's those are 2 of the smoothest, predictable reading balls that was probably ever made from the plant, and you don't like them?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. See, here comes all the responses. They guessed it.
Wow.
Black Widow. Yeah. Nope. Just never liked it.
That's crazy. Debbie Lewis say, hey, that is my guy.
I love Debbie. Debbie, I hope you're doing good. I appreciate you watching, and I miss working with you. That's for sure.
Man, that is crazy. I'm still stuck on he didn't like the dude. Oh man. Hey Ron, the One was a good ball, but out of those 3, the Game Breaker hands down. Hands down. Oh my gosh. Wow. I don't even know what to say anymore. Yeah. But like I said, that Mission, that was the red one, right?
Yeah, that was the one Kelly won the TSC with.
Yeah, that one rolled really well.
That one was good. I had 3 or 4 different ones of those. That one was good, but I still would pick the One over that.
Man, yeah, I don't know. We're good. We're moving on.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Oh my gosh. Hey, how has the change from going from Hopkinsville to now Michigan affected you and the family?
To be honest with you, we actually love it here. I talked at the onset of the show about how many places I've lived and different places I've lived, and I got to be honest with you, the neighborhood we live in right now is probably my favorite neighborhood I've ever lived in. We absolutely love up here. It's beautiful. The people are great. I just wish we could get back to work. It's hard for me to yeah, you laughing at Brad's comment? I see it. Yeah, I see it. It's hard for me to really judge everything because we moved here on February 20th and I left for 2 weeks to go do seminars. And then 3 days after I got back from seminars, we got shut down. So I haven't spent really much time in the office. I haven't spent much time at work in the area, but I definitely love it. Like, I love the area we live in, and I do love the people at Brunswick. They've been absolutely phenomenal in this whole thing. They've been great through the transition. They've been great as we moved up here. They've been great with, during the moving process and during the transition process. They were really good about being flexible on when I was going to be in the office and when I was going to be somewhere else and things like that. So I can't say enough about how they've handled it, and really appreciate that. And, so far so good. I mean, I as much as I love playing golf 3 times a week and driving the slingshot and spending time in my backyard, I'm ready to go back to work.
Okay.
I've had enough of that.
Hey, with all that's going on with COVID, what are you guys doing business-wise to stay ahead of your competitors?
So unfortunately, the sales guys, myself, all the product specialists, Adam Ishman, also Brad Bridges, who's in the group here, we're all furloughed at the moment. So we're actually technically not working, but we're still trying to stay in touch and still trying to do everything we can to keep our brands at the forefront. But I do know that the team that is still working is meeting every day. They're working on ball development. They're working on programs to help the distributors. They're working on programs for the pro shops. They're really working on a lot of different things so that when we do come out of this, we're going to be in a really good position. And again, I commend the team at Brunswick for doing that and keeping us in the loop and keeping us in the know on what's going on, even though we're technically not working.
Okay.
Yeah, Missy said that perfectly. I said I love the neighborhood, not Michigan.
Oh, man. Hey, out on tour, who had your number that you just could not beat?
Dave Ferraro. No, absolutely no question. Dave Ferraro. I couldn't beat that guy if he had a broken leg.
Really?
It's crazy. Just one of those things. I could never beat the guy. I beat him one time, and it was on TV.
Well, that's even better.
So I literally think that might be the only game I ever beat that guy in my life. Was on TV. He had.
Look, at least people seen it.
Yeah, absolutely. He had to get 5 in the 10th for me to win, but it happened.
Wow. Uh-oh. Hey, look, DP said, what made Hammer go out of business?
Okay, so Hammer didn't go out of business. The brand was purchased by another company. Hammer did not go out of business at all. Hammer is still in business. The brands still live on. Hammer's introduced 3 balls in the last few months. It didn't go out of business. None of the brands went out of business. Ebonite, Columbia Track, Hammer, all those brands are still in business. It was just a purchase of one company to another. Again, if you follow golf, it's similar to Puma purchasing Cobra. They were both very successful companies.
Wow.
And Puma purchased Cobra because it was another brand they could put under their portfolio. Just like the brands of Brunswick with Deviate Radical and Brunswick purchased those brands in Hopkinsville to add brands to their portfolio to just make them a better company. And I promise you all 7 brands are very successful, and we're not getting rid of any of them.
What made EBI say, you know what? Yeah, we're going to sell. We're going to just go instead of stand on their own. That's the question that I've always had, and I don't know if you have the answer. You may not. You may not be able to share it. But the thing is, EBI was successful as EBI. What made them say, we're going to sell this? It had to be a lot of this.
I honestly don't know the answer, but the one thing I will say is generally one company doesn't buy another company if they're floundering. They buy a company to make them even more successful.
Correct.
But I don't know the answer as to why the previous owners of EBI sold the company. I honestly don't have an answer. At this point, I wouldn't care about sharing it, but I don't have an answer. I just know from my chair that I sat in Hopkinsville, those brands were successful. I mean, I was privy to all the numbers. Those brands were very successful. That's what made them very attractive to Brunswick Bowling Products to purchase those brands, is because they were successful.
You're right, because damn near every time you looked at bowling on TV, EBI brand was on there somewhere.
It was, and obviously the Hammer brand leads that charge. You know, the Hammer brand is the cool brand. That's like the cool kids, you know. So we know that led the charge.
You're right.
The people at Brunswick Bowling Products are very smart people. They're business people. They're not going to buy something that's not successful.
Yeah, you're right. I've always thought that. Like when I heard the news, and I was like, dude, EBI has been so successful on tour, and what was going on, like it was always EBI this, and I'm like, dude, wait a minute, what the hell just happened?
You weren't as shocked as we were.
Especially you going to work like a normal day and then just walking in there and you're like 8:03. I don't have a job. Like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, that is pretty much what it was.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, Ron, I am not going to say it with you. Sorry.
Come on, say it with me.
Global all day. Hey, welcome. Hey, y'all see it around. Welcome to the revolution. It's coming.
See right there? See
hey.
Right there.
It's coming. Sean Rash, you see the moves he's making.
Sean's had a great year. Like I said earlier, Sean's a good dude, just like Belmo's a good dude. I've learned to be friends with pretty much everybody.
Yeah. That is funny. Guys, if you didn't hear, Sean and Jason made up. I was just joking. That's a lie. No. Hey, guys, man, but no. Is there anything we haven't hit that you would like to share or give us some of your inside talents that we don't know about Dave Wodka?
Oh, boy. So I'll give you it's the same thing. I'll give you the one thing that very few people know about me, that like the one thing I love to do outside of sports is I love to cook. Love to be in the kitchen, love to cook. I try to make everything fresh, make everything from scratch. I don't like to use a lot of frozen stuff. So that's probably one thing that not a lot of people know about me.
Oh yeah, he absolutely believes those brands will make Brunswick better. Absolutely.
Absolutely. There is no doubt. They can't not. Oh, yeah. Mike Judy.
Mike Judy, huh? You see Mike Judy's thing?
I just saw it. Yeah, I knew he was going to put me on the spot there because I haven't talked about it.
Let's see. What else we have? I had our president to work. Okay.
Debbie, absolutely not. You were a pleasure to work with, and I really miss working with you.
Oh my gosh. Not my friend. Uh-oh.
There it is.
Hey, that guy, Jason. That guy, is that who you talking about? That guy, Jason?
Yeah, that's got to be it. My longtime roommate, and honestly, I mean, there's no doubt he's my best friend. We literally talk every day, if not 2 or 3 times a day. He's a special individual, that's for sure. You know what though? The guy would give you the shirt off his back if he's your friend. He's that kind of guy. And there's a lot of people that maybe have a different perspective of him because they only saw him on the lanes, only saw him at his job on the lanes. And it would be no different than somebody coming into your actual work and standing over your shoulder while you're working. And, Jason was and is going to be now on the senior tour, because he's a rookie on the senior tour now when they get back going. He's the most fierce competitor that I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely.
Absolutely the most fierce competitor I've ever seen in my life. And I watched him as his roommate. I watched him win more titles strictly on heart, because he believed he was better than the guy he was bowling, than on talent. And the guy was talented. He's certainly talented. There's no doubt. He's voted one of the top 25 players of all time. And in my mind, I get there's the Earl argument. Earl, 41 titles, and Earl's the man. And Albee and Parker. I really believe Jason is in the conversation of the best left-hander of all time. I truly believe that. And I say that because I watched him make top 24s when no other lefty did. I watched him make the show in Toledo, throwing it over the right gutter, like right-handers do over the left gutter. And you don't see lefties do that. He was possibly the most versatile left-hander that ever bowled on tour. If not in the conversation of the best left-hander, I would make an argument for him being the most versatile left-hander on tour. And on top of that, you know what? We had an awful lot of good times, and I roomed with him for the better part of 20 years. So you definitely learn a lot about somebody when you spend 20 years in a hotel room with them.
Oh yeah, this young lady right here that said hi to you.
Oh, speaking of quality human beings, she might be one of the nicest people on the planet.
Yeah. Just like, I've never met her personally. I've only know her, from when we talked recently when she came on the show, her and her husband. But hands down, like, just from that, them being in North Carolina, me being here in California, I felt the vibe. It just kind of, it just came together. And yeah, like, I can't wait to go out there and just sit there and talk to them and meet them personally. Because I'm jealous that you guys, you and Ron and everybody else that met Kim and Eric, I'm jealous of you guys. Just know that. Okay?
She is a quality human being, and I wish nothing but the best for her. And I'm kind of interested if she's got any thoughts on what she's going to do for the draft since we got her here.
Right. Kim, what's up?
Put her on the spot there.
Yeah, Kim, you hear that question? What's your what is your thought process? Do you have a game plan for the draft? Can you answer that for us? Because we know you're still there. That's a good question.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there you go. I was just going to tell you, put that one up there because I knew he was going to. I have to have some stories. I'm only going to give you one thing. And if you've ever seen the movie The Hangover, you'll understand.
Oh, yeah.
I find it really disturbing that I have to ask you to put pants on a second time.
Wait.
Yeah, it's just the fact that I had to say that, that's enough.
Wow. Oh my goodness, that is hilarious.
See, I knew Kim wasn't going to give us any insight. That's no fun.
Just a little.
That's no fun.
Come on, right now you're part of the NFL, the No Fun League, Kim. You have to give us some kind of, just a little, tease us just a little bit.
She's too nice for that. She's too nice for that. She doesn't want to create any controversy. Doesn't want to create any conflict. She's too nice for it.
Come on. Oh, you're welcome. But like I said, Kim, you already know I cannot wait to come down there I'm not bringing any bowling balls. This is just a trip for me to come see you guys and come chill with you guys and come in the backyard and have a sip with Eric and while he out there on the grill, because I see he likes to cook. I like to eat. I just look like this.
I like to eat too. I just try not to.
Yeah, it's a bad thing. Trust and believe. And my guy, I don't know if you know Jello Gray.
Oh, absolutely.
So Jello invited me to the house and they had tacos and I was over there eating.
Oh boy.
Like I love tacos. I love tacos. And they was like, dude, are you eating more tacos? I almost got there I had like 10 tacos and Jello was like, you can't come to the house no more, man. I'm like, dude. It's bad.
That's what we had last night. We had tacos here last night.
Taco Tuesday, baby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But hey, look, Kenny said, what do you think about Bob Learn and Johnny Petraglio battle?
I'm not sure even what to think about that. You know, I mean, I'd be rooting for Johnny just because he's the all-time greatest ambassador for bowling.
Hey, that sounds like a good idea, man. Like I said, man, you know, I might do that, Rob. But guys, look, man, this is my guy here, Dave. We had a great conversation. He didn't help me out where I really needed to help.
Sorry, I'm there.
If y'all missed it, just know Dave kept it brutally honest, 100% blunt. FAA cannot do anything about us. And like I said, loyalty. I can honestly say Dave has the loyalty, dude. He's been with one company for 28 years.
28 years now.
And dude, he is still doing what he loves. So, hey guys, if you ever see Dave in the bowling alley, you can talk to him. But if you see Dave bowling, leave him alone.
I probably wouldn't talk to you anyway if I'm bowling.
Dave talked like once I got to know Dave, he talked to me now when I see him in the bowling alley. But before, he just kind of looked, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna walk away now. He gave this. It was this stare, like, why are you talking to me?
I told you, it's just like somebody coming in and standing over your shoulder while you're sitting at your desk.
Yeah,
that just is what it is. And by the way, I'm glad Missy threw that in there. I'm gonna critique you on one thing. It's a bowling center, not a bowling alley.
What's the difference?
An alley's where you go take somebody to beat the shit out of them. Bowling center.
Well, shit, I'm taking your ass to the alley to beat the shit out of you. Wait. Period, point blank. That's the difference. Excuse my language, but no, it is bowling alley because if you walk in there, I'm trying to beat the shit out of you. Excuse my language, guys.
All right,
yeah.
I'll give you that. It's always been a bowling center for me because it's a little nicer term. But hey,
Dave, but you're not nice.
I am nice, just not on the lanes.
Exactly. So when you walk in the bowling alley, it's game time.
You're not gonna win this argument with me.
Damn it.
Apparently you did win. Apparently Missy said you won.
Yes. Thank you, Missy. Thank you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I will. So I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. So I've spent 20 years saying it's bowling center instead of bowling alley. You're the first person that's given an answer that is actually valid as to why it could be an alley.
The Bowtie wins, baby.
So,
yes.
Great answer. Yes, as Brad said, great answer.
Hey, you know where I got that from, though?
It's still a bowling center to me, but great.
No, hey, when I see you, I'm like, hey, what bowling alley we going to? I don't want to hear you say we're going to a bowling center.
Oh, I will. I won't even say that. If you say what bowling alley are we going to, I'm just going to say it's center because that's my answer to it.
Guys, hey, Dave needs help, fellas. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Dave needs help. Gee.
There's no doubt I need help. We've known that for a while.
Hey, look this. Hey, anybody else says center? If anyone else says center, you guys need help. Period. Point blank. Okay. Because look, now I'm gonna go around and asking people, hey, is it bowling alley or bowling center? Because of this conversation, Dave. Just because of you.
Yeah, that's good. I'll be curious to see how many you get.
Yes. You know what? I'm gonna do a post. I'm gonna do a post. A poll.
You're gonna do a poll, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I'm gonna vote 100 times. You better make it to where I can only vote once.
Yes, because clearly this isn't right, guys. Hey, for everybody that's on here listening, share this video, subscribe. Look, but no, hey, Dave, it's been absolutely a ball having you on, brother.
Absolutely, man. Hey, I'll come on anytime. You ever want me to come on again? I'd love to.
Absolutely, I'm all in. Oh, Mom, come on.
See, I'm telling you. Where do you think I learned it from?
I knew it's issues. We're gonna have to switch on that. Yes. See, look, bowling alley. See, I'm telling you.
Nah, he's from Michigan. He doesn't count. The potholes jarred his head loose.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. See, center when conducting business. Business is not me getting your butt out there, whooping your butt.
Oh, alley. Well, if you want to go to the alley, I'll go beat your ass at the alley, but we're still going to the bowling center to conduct business. How's that?
No. I don't want to hear bowling and center. I don't want to hear those inside the same sentence at all. No more.
See, you got just as many answers for center as you do for alley.
You know what? We're ending this conversation right now. A poll is coming, guys. I need everybody to say it's alley.
Got to go vote for center. We're going to see who's got more friends.
Hey, look. Oh, you have more friends by far, probably. What? Does all your friends say center? That's the question.
They do if they talk to me.
Oh, God. Oh.
Jordan, seriously? Come on.
Hey, Jordan supersedes all of your answers. Hey, Dave, no more talking. No more talking. This is it. We're done.
Jordan, your family owns a bowling center, not a bowling alley.
And you know why Jordan thinks it's alley? Because when she steps in there or through there, she whoops ass. That's why it's alley.
Well, again, like I said before, I want no part of bowling Jordan Richard.
Yeah, because you get your ass whooped in the alley. That's why.
Exactly. But then I'm going to go do business in her bowling center.
Jordan, hey, delete this guy. Just delete him. If anybody tells you that you own a bowling center, delete them right away. They are no longer part of the bowling family. No more. Oh man, but dude. Yes, we're gonna put this up. DP, yes, DP, put this up on the page. Absolutely.
You're gonna need to put this up where all my friends can see it.
No, we don't want no.
See, now you're stacking the deck against me. Come on.
Hey.
Look, my bourbon glass is empty, and you're stacking the deck against me.
Hey, well, look, I'm almost empty over here as well because I didn't refill while we were talking, so we're good. Hey, but guys, it's been absolutely a ball. Thank you guys for everything. Dave, I will get you back on the show.
Absolutely, I'd love to, man. This has been a blast. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody coming in, and appreciate everybody, asking the questions. And if I am going to come on again, get more questions. I'm going to be as honest as I can about everything. You know that.
Hey, we just want you to share your story and come on and have a good time like you did.
Absolutely.
You don't know. Whoa. No. Misty, look, it's only one cup that looks like this. You can have a sparkly cup but it cannot look like this. This is one of one, made by yours truly, Miss Danielle Mason. I appreciate her. Gigi's mom. Thank you. Sparkling Crystals. She did this. And Dave, did I ever tell you I don't know who bought this for me. A guest. No, seriously, a viewer, somebody mysteriously reached out to her, purchased this cup and said, I want to give Brandon a present. And she made this. And it came in the mail, and I was like, what the hell is this? And then I opened it, and dude, oh my goodness. Yes.
It's awesome.
Yeah. See, if you would have said bowling alley, you probably get something special like this too.
Well, see, Mike Judy just asked a question in there too before we go. Where'd that sign come from?
That Ebonite sign come from? Yeah.
Yeah, that was in the front entranceway to the plant in Hopkinsville.
Yeah. So why? Hey, Mike, ask him why he didn't get you anything.
Oh, Mike got plenty. Don't worry about it. Mike got plenty. By the way, that sign's very heavy. That sign weighs well over 100 pounds.
Well, you got that.
That's why it's not hanging on the wall. That's why it's leaning against the wall.
But it's in a good spot. You picked a good spot right there.
Hey, so I'm always the promoter, man.
Look, Mike,
always the promoter.
West Pie, Von Cruz. I need a nice big global sign. So when I'm having my viewers, it'll glow like right here, so everybody can see what's going on.
I got some really nice Ebonite and Hammer and Columbia signs we can send you.
Oh, but look, I'll fit them in the garage. Don't worry. Incorrect, politically correct, both except. Hey,
all right. See, now we got one person in here that's trying to be logical. So when you put the poll up, are we going to be allowed to vote for both?
No, it's DP. You can only vote once. That's it. That's it.
Well, you know where my
Jordan
is.
Jordan still listening. Hey, Jordan, I need you to come on the show.
And you know where the other 4,912 of my friends are going to vote.
I'm telling you, if they're your friends, there's a problem. There's a problem. Guys, hey, look, Mike and Brad, you guys bowl with this guy. He talks crap about you. He has an attitude, and you're going to agree with this? I hope not.
Oh, they're going to agree.
And this is the same guy that you have to buy drinks for when you miss a 5-pin. Come on, guys.
Well, there's no missing a 5-pin here. I haven't missed one yet. I'm the only one of the three that can say I haven't missed one in our nationals group.
All right. There you go. One time only. So Dave's bowling memory. Oh, all right. So the next episode, Dave has to walk around and show his memorabilia. Absolutely.
Oh, we can do that. We can do that. I got a few things that I'm getting ready to send out to get framed, and once they're framed, we can definitely do that. I'll log in on my phone next time so I can go mobile.
There we go. Hey guys, if anybody has some nice memorabilia at home and you want to do a nice little tour, hey, come on the show. Let's make a tour. That's a great suggestion. I like that. So Dave, you're number one. Whenever you get it framed, reach out, say, hey, Brandon, let's make it happen.
I got it. I'm gonna get that done here soon, and as soon as I can get it back, as soon as I get I got 3 pieces that are waiting to get framed, and as soon as they do, we'll do a little virtual tour of the bowling memorabilia.
There we go. Y'all heard it right here. Tour is coming soon of Mr. Dave Wodka's memorabilia. Hey, Dave, I appreciate you coming on, brother. I really
all right, man. Love it. Had a great time. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you later, bro.
All right. We'll see you
later. Guys, hey, that was my boy Dave Wodka, man. He is absolutely amazing. If you guys missed the show, please tune in. Hit the share button, man. Let everybody hear Dave's story because he really, really, really had a lot of great information, especially about being mentally And he already said it. Hey, he's not. That wasn't him. So, guys, as always, it's been fun. It's been fun, and dude, thank you. Tomorrow, Ken Keegan, Mr. CEO, Logo Infusion himself, will be here with Mr. Bowtie.
I got a strike while the iron is hot. One of one, don't follow flocks. Man, I got this on lock. Team Harvey, team hustle, team can't be stopped. Just cop 900 glory, ever fresh out the shop. Let's start rolling. I'm an expert on the lane. Yeah, smooth approach, about to roll a perfect game. And well connected with the sport's biggest names. We can't talk unless the X on the frame. I'm here asking the questions, clear the air and confusion. Fresh, humble, and arrogant with the logo infusion. Red cup for the right vibe. I got the answers. You going live with Bowtie.
Yo, guys, hey, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the support. It is actually overwhelming, man. I'm reaching out to more and more people every day. I have a list. Hey, guys, shoot me DM or IM or whatever you want to say of guests. I said I'm reaching out. I hit people up like that through Instant Messenger on Facebook to ask them if they want to come on the show. And dude, hey, this is what I do. I love it. I love you guys, man. Y'all see it as we speak. The cases are rising. Please wear your mask if you go out. Take care of yourself. You have to take care of self first before you can take care of someone else. The real talk. Hey, love yourself, love your family, and dude, put God first. Love you guys, man. Bowtie out. Peace.